Sujeev Shakya is very sarcastic also at times. And he's like, Nepal suffers from mass Alzheimer's because like we keep on forgetting what we went through. Like curve is one of the things he repeatedly refers to is like the rent-seeking mentality.
So that is what explains the chill behavior that Nepali have. भइहाल्छ नि चलिहाल्छ नि गरिहाल्छ नि हुन्छ नि यस्तै त हो खाली
एकजनालाई को फार्मरलाई नि कोट गरेको
I think what we miss out when we talk about facts and figures is the emotions behind it. When we talk about economy, we forget about how the way we are, how the society works, how Nepal is as a country, what are the norms and values, and how that affects our economy.
Right. Hi everyone, I'm Kritisha.
And I am Aditya.
And we'd like to welcome you all to Dhikichyau The Podcast. This is episode 24. And today, we'll be talking about economy. Nepal's economy, to be more precise.
Yeah.
And આજको podcastमा चाहिँ we have this book as the baseline, Unleashing the Vajra, which is written by Sujeev Shakya. I think it's been a year उहाँले लेख्नु भएको यो book.
It's been more than that, I think like 2019.
2019 December just like it's like before pandemic
right
I remember getting this book before that. So I think this is like a good start to Nepal's economy because it talks about the past, like it goes to Shah dynasty, like Lichavi period, and then it talks about Shah dynasty, त्यसपछि Rana regime भयो, and then how the Shahs came back, and then democracy proclaim गरेको. I think that was got the 1951. Yeah, 1951 working to one proclaim गरेको thing, and then how monarchy was removed, a little bit on the massacre, and then the Maoist insurgency, and how all of that sort of led us to being how we are in today's situation.
Mm-hmm.
So it gives us a context of why Nepal's economy is the way it is, Khaligo.
Uh-huh.
And he is very optimistic about, Nepal's economy because...
Moving forward.
Yeah, moving forward. So 2030 ko like ule huncha ni. He talks about 2030 and how he sees Nepal between the two economic giants, India and China.
Yeah.
So, like to begin with, Unleashing the Vajra is good.
Mm-hmm.
Especially like because it's very easy to read pani like simple words, simple terms mai huncha ni ramrari explain gareko cha book ma. So I think we can talk about that and what our opinions are on the same.
We have to keep in mind that this book was written before the pandemic.
Yeah.
And like so a lot of things I think has become alikati different.
Uh-huh.
A lot different.
Very different.
Because the pandemic has literally turned the economy upside down.
Definitely.
The major sources of income, remittance, and about tourism, but like it was like 15% contributing to the GDP. I think like that has gone way down, and like the whole Nepal, visit Nepal 2020 ma etro bet gareko थियो, and there were like so many people taking out huge loans to build hotel, but huge investment just in the tourism industry, but tourism and hospitality industry, and there were a lot of hotels being built, there were a lot of restaurants, and a lot of everything kind of went downhill, and we now see a lot of huge hotels which have been around for years and decades shut down.
Shutting down.
It's so sad to see Annapurna closed. Like the cake shop ma, coffee shop ma. I used to always get something to eat, but now just like seeing that
so barren and so like lifeless.
Yeah, it just reminds me of 2020 and the
also
ongoing
the fact that they're not gonna sell it for the next 2 years.
Yeah,
because like appreciate भएर पनि उनीहरुलाई like अहिलेको market rate मा पनि उनीहरुको sell हुने chance नै छैन के. So they're gonna stay for like I think a couple of years and then probably sell it and stuff. So the reality
exactly whatever the details are, but then the reality is हाम्रो जुन चाहिँ 2020 भन्दा अगाडि पेन्डेमिक भन्दा अगाडिको जुन चाहिँ इकोनोमी थियो र त्यसको फोरकास्टहरू थियो अहिले इट्स जस्ट लाइक all like upside down, so we just have to keep that in mind. But then again, like coming back to how this is a great starting point, just understanding our rich history of our country and how त्यो हिस्ट्रीले गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ it has a direct and indirect effect on our economy, on our lives, on the careers we have, on the education that we have, on the families, everything.
Right.
So yeah, so
it gives a very good light on the mentality, the mindset that Nepalese have. One of the things he repeatedly refers to is like the rent-seeking mentality. How Nepalese have always dependent on like अलिकति पैसा कमाएर के गर्यो नि like घर बनायो, rent गर्यो, खाली हुन्छ नि easy money. Passive income भनौँ न like the rich dad poor dad ma like they focus so much on हुन्छ नि passive income and how like real estate and stuff, but like नेपालीहरुकोमा चाहिँ त्यो ingrained नै छ के it's like in our blood हुन्छ नि like most of the friends I've talked to हुन्छ नि their ideal way of sort of earning good money is like building a house and rent ma dine types खालेको आइडियाहरु. So that is a reality of how हाम्रो mindset मै त्यो रेन्ट सिक गर्ने हुन्छ नि त्यो चलन छ क्या मेन्टालिटी भनौँ न.
I think for most people, especially people like outside who live outside the capital, उनीहरूको I think नेपालीहरूको एउटा गोलै हुन्छ क्या काठमाडौँमा घर किन्ने, काठमाडौँमा घर बनाउने हुन्छ नि. अनि I think it's always been that way.
अनि I like how he's like connecting that with the history के because पहिला त राजाहरू हुँदाखेरि त खुसी भयो भने कसैलाई के हुन्छ नि if someone does something for me then me as a king हुन्छ नि I would reward them with जग्गा जमिन नि त ल यति आना यति रोपनी तलाई खाले no tax nothing हुन्छ नि राख्यो अनि उनीहरूको त्यो पुर्खौली जग्गा and that is like enough that suffice to the upcoming generation or some पनि के
पहिले पनि I think like before cities or त्यस्तोहरू हुँदाखेरि पनि पहिले पनि as landlords like जग्गा धनीहरू हुन्छ नि because they used to sell, farming was the main source of income हुन्छ नि अहिले पनि is the majority contributor to the GDP and I think like the farmlandsहरूले गर्दाखेरि पनि made people rich के and so just the value of land is always there के
always going up
and especially our city now you talk about real estate, now you talk about again talking about real estate हुन्छ नि the way Kathmandu and Nepalको housing prices have gone up हुन्छ नि I think there is a lot of different kuraharu contributing to this which we will get into, but you continue with how the mentality of rent seeking and
so like always हुन्छ नि the easy way out खालेको क्या अनि he also talks about how the rent seeking mentality भएर we've been so passive
chilled out
अति chill because like even if I don't do anything productive like मैले त पैसा पाइरहेको छु नि त हैन अनि so that's that अनि like connecting that with everything okay like in the economy or हुन्छ नि corruption or यस्तोहरू भन्दाखेरि पनि like आफूलाई पढ्दाखेरि चाहिँ हुन्छ नि नराम्रो लाग्छ उ गर्छ but then like at the same time you're also there seeking for corruption so that you can get your paperwork done faster sooner खाले के so
we're all in the cycle. You can't like I always like we always see I think it's in our nature to just complain about things. We're always complaining this that but we are part of the system. No matter how much we complain about it, we are also contributing to the system and it is the Nepali nature हो के
त्यही त त्यसमा
चलिहाल्छ
नि खालीको no matter how much we complain it's like what he also argues is like can you find a family which has not done better in the past 10 years खाली के because the lifestyle has been better, education system has been better हुन्छ नि lifestyle नै increase भएपछि how can you say like हुन्छ नि like अति नै struggle गरिरहेछ भने चाहिँ कसै how can you say that खाले भनेर भन्छ क्या which is true के because like no matter how much we complain we're getting like the facilities, education हुन्छ नि convenience So economy is like growing and it's like, you know, ramre bhairasa. So like even if you're complaining, things are just going on. Okay?
It's moving.
It's moving.
Slowly. Very slowly, but it's moving. But where is it going?
Where is it going?
Alright, so Ogiko Kura, so coming back to the housing prices that like Kathmandu especially is going up, and now we see Kathmanduko housing prices go up insanely. हुन्छ नि जग्गाको भाउ इज लाइक हुन्छ नि करोडमा के आनाको हुन्छ नि अनि द्याट इज नट रिफ्लेक्टेड इन द अर्निङ्स के मान्छेहरूको हुन्छ नि बिकज पिपल हु लिभ इन काठमाडौँमै कमाएर त्यति पैसा कमाउँदैन क्या हुन्छ नि लाइक द के भने स्यालेरिज हेभ नट गन अप त्यस्तो हाई पिपल स्टिल वर्क फर हुन्छ नि लाइक डिसेन्ट जब इज 50K 60K like whatever 1 lakh त्यस्तैहरू हुन्छ it is not reflected के त्यसरी अनि सो लाइक खोतालिँदै जाँदाखेरि चाहिँ आई थिङ्क द हुन्छ नि म आई वाज टकिङ टु हाम्रो एकजना सिनियर होइन अनि he explained to me how this might have happened हुन्छ नि if you look at the trends so यो चाहिँ this is not नेपालमा कमाएको पैसाको रिफ्लेक्सन होइन के यो हाउसिङ प्राइसेस बढेको so it is the reflection of how like you know there's a wave of people I mean भन्दाखेरि एक generation अगाडि wave of people who went out and actually earned money abroad हैन अनि त्यो डलर कमाएको पैसाले चाहिँ यता आएर सी सो उनीहरूको always back of the head the हुन्छ नि काठमाडौँमा घर किन्ने मेन्टालिटीले गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ when they go out and they earn money they have enough money to come back and like buy हुन्छ नि so if somebody you have the money to come here and buy it that's how the housing prices have appreciated here okay बुझ्यो it's not the Nepali people earning in Nepal that's like directly like affected but then like people
it's the remittance
yeah remittance plus like मान्छेहरु actually going abroad earning money and like coming back and like buying houses here with the money they've earned बाहिर okay बुझ्यो
okay so after they're back here you know
yeah so that is त्यो चाहिँ हो क्या reflection about the housing prices that have gone up and it's very very scary because at one point or the other like now it is the second generation of people that are going abroad okay you know so the first generation have already gone हुन्छ नि अनि त्यति बेला चाहिँ सिंगल मान्छेहरु जान्थ्यो के mostly there were single people who were going out earning money and sending their whole idea about earning money there was to send the money back to their families but then now we have a second generation of population going abroad
who plan to stay there
or who don't have to send their money back बुझ्यो so either it is like already एकजना मान्छे गइसक्यो and people are going there or remaining factory like families are going there to settle or people have already gone there have a certain amount of income come back यता सानो एउटा घर बनायो एउटा they have a certain living here and then उनीहरुको they have enough like capital here so they send their kids said the second generation हाम्रो generation of people to go abroad to study or something but they are not required to send money here okay बुझ्यो
yeah
so the remittance slowly like it will decrease okay त्यो भएपछि चाहिँ the housing market here might you know like
crash भन्नु खोज्छ
yeah indicators हरु छ you know because it's not going to always appreciate it has to it is a bubble okay त्यो bubble चाहिँ हो हैन त्यो चाहिँ अब हेर्दाखेरि चाहिँ त्यस्तो देखिन्छ तर त्यही हो like it can always sustain bubbles हरु जहिले पनि sustain हुन सक्छ तर there's always a chance of crashing
the remittance को कुरा गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ त्यो you mean like people come back with the savings they have because the remittance they send as per the stats in the books like I think most of it is used in like expenses नै हो क्या उनीहरुको luxury items अनि expenses नै गर्छ क्या like savings हरुको लागि त 7 कि 11% मात्र युज हुन्छ भनेर भन्दै थियो क्या
yeah so that's why like हुन्छ नि नेपालको अब ट्रेडिङ इन्डस्ट्रीजहरु जस्तो लग्जरी गुड्सहरु छ नि हैन everything like imported like that is the मेन ऊ के नेपालीहरूले किन्ने होइन क्या नेपालीहरू who've gone abroad बाहिरको पैसाले नेपालले धानिरा हो क्या लिटरली नै होइन सो त्यही नै हो कि लाइक ट्रेडिङ अल्सो लाइक त्यही लग्जरी गुड्सहरू जुन बाइङको कुराहरू गर्यो नि होइन
लग्जरी प्लस लाइक एक्सपेन्सेस उनीहरूको घर चलाउनलाई नै युज गरेर हुन्छ खालि रेमिटेन्स चाहिँ लाइक अब गल्फ कन्ट्रिजहरूमा गएर जुन चाहिँ पैसा पठाउँछ नि मान्छेहरूले त्यो चाहिँ लाइक मोस्ट अफ इट इज युज इन उनीहरूकै घर धान्नलाई खर्च के रेकर्डेड चाहिँ लाइक 7 to 11 हो कि 14% यु क्यान लाइक फ्याक्ट चेक मी अन दिस वान है तर लाइक भेरी लेस अमाउन्ट अफ पर्सन चाहिँ लाइक दे युज फर सेभिङ्स के
बट त्यही त सेभिङ भन्दा पनि द होल गोल नै इज फर पिपल हु गन अब्रड उनीहरूको होल गोल नै इज टु लाइक बाई काठमाडौँमा घर के सो आई थिङ्क लाइक मेबी सेभिङ्सको चाहिँ छुट्टै
आई थिङ्क दिस इज अलिकति
मेबी एक्सपेन्समै आई थिङ्क इन्भेस्टमेन्ट maybe it's a separate bracket but then that is like directly because so if नेपालमा मान्छेहरूले पैसा न त इन्कम बढेछ त्यस्तो धेरै जुन लेभलमा एक्सपेन्स बढेको छ नि त्यो लेभलमा इन्कम बढेकै छैन क्या मान्छेहरूको होइन नेपालमा अनि सो हाउ आर द हाउसिङ प्राइसेस गोइङ अप एन्ड हाउ आर दे स्टिल सेलिङ भन्ने कुरा हो देयर ओन्ली very few people like हुन्छ नि who have नेपालमै earned enough to buy त्यस्तो महँगो ल्यान्ड्सहरू होइन द ओन्ली एक्सप्लेनेसन इज पिपल गोइङ अब्रड अनि त्यो डलर कमाएको पैसाले चाहिँ यहाँ जग्गा किन्ने हो क्या
त्यो त
त्यसले नै इज लाइक हाउ द हाउसिङ प्राइसेस आर गोन अप बिकज पिपल आर विलिङ टु पे हाई प्राइसेस
Sujeev Shakya is very sarcastic also के at times and he's like हुन्छ नि Nepal suffers from mass Alzheimer's भन्छ कि because like we keep on forgetting what we you know went through खालेको हुन्छ नि त्यत्रो अर्थक्वेक भयो होइन ब्रो लाइक अब लाइक त्यति बेला त हुन्छ नि अब 4 तला भन्दा पछि त घरै नबनाउने जस्तो खाले कुरा आएको थियो नि एन्ड लाइक 1 year forward fast forward people are like building 4-5 तलाको घर के
again
अनि इभन द के भन्छ ब्लकेड द्याट वी ह्याड हुन्छ नि त्यसले गर्दा नि कति इकोनोमिक लाइक क्राइसिस कति गाह्रो भयो नि त बट पिपल आर स्टिल लाइक चिल अबाउट इट आफ्टर सम टाइम्स के सो लाइक पेन्डेमिकको पनि त्यही त हो नि ब्रो लाइक फर्स्टमा चाहिँ क्या त्यो वेभ आयो अनि एभ्रीबडी वाज लाइक स्केर्ड एन्ड लाइक हुन्छ नि ओके फक लाइक के गर्ने खाले एन्ड नाउ पिपल आर चिल एन्ड नाउ अगेन द सेकेन्ड वेभ इज हिटिङ एन्ड नाउ एभ्रीबडी इज लाइक प्यानिकिङ के nobody ever thought about हुन्छ नि okay फेरि भयो भने चाहिँ के गर्ने खाली
exactly nobody ever thought about and building the infrastructure they needed and government didn't have a plan or they still doesn't never does I don't remember when like our government was actually prepared for the
exactly just today त्यही त्यो अघि मैले भनेको थिएँ केन्या वाला थिङ लाइक केन्यामा they like increase their oxygen production by like 58% which is like amazing के अनि द फ्याक्ट द्याट 28 वटा कि कतिवटा प्लान्ट्स आर प्राइभेट इज द्याट्स लाइक सच अ स्मार्ट मुभ के एभ्रीबडी न्यू अबाउट द सेकेन्ड वेभ कमिङ इन के
त्यही हो कि आई थिङ्क लाइक देयर इज अ ह्युज डिस्कनेक्ट बिट्विन द गभर्मेन्ट एन्ड द प्राइभेट सेक्टर इन नेपाल जस्तो लाग्छ के लाइक आई थिङ्क इट्स अल्सो बिकज अफ द आई नो कम्युनिस्ट गभर्मेन्ट द्याट वी ह्याड फर द पास्ट फ्यु लाइक त्यो भएर आई थिङ्क लाइक आइडियोलोजिली उनीहरूको म्याच हुँदैन कि के हो है द ओन्ली वे मुभिङ फरवर्ड इज टु लाइक हुन्छ नि आफ्नो होम ग्रोन इन्डस्ट्रिजहरूलाई बुस्ट गर्नु पऱ्यो नि त होइन द फ्याक्ट्रिज द्याट यु ह्याभ म्यानुफ्याक्चरिङ द्याट यु ह्याभ हुन्छ नि त्योहरूलाई बिल्ड गर्नु पऱ्यो होइन
लाइक पोलिसिजहरू ल्याउनु पऱ्यो सो द्याट यु क्यान एक्चुअली
एक्ज्याक्टली
फ्लरिश द्याट
you actually have to give them a tax break or kehi na beneficial banaunu paryo ni for people to actually make things in Nepal for people to actually stay here and work but there's no such policies ke yaha paisa kamayo bhane pani there's just like insane amount of taxes which do not reflect ke
exactly
bahiratira it makes sense to pay taxes because you get insane amount of benefits
right
Norway ma you have like insanely high like some of the highest tax rates ever but then like once you're a citizen you don't have to pay for anything if you're sick the whole like everything is paid for okay? Education is paid for healthcare is paid for budo bhayo bhane you're paid for like you're taken care of huncha ni
exactly also the fact that Nepalese cannot invest baira there's the law nay to like you know you can't invest like foreign investment garne mildaina bhanera
अब त्यो foreign investment is because of like huge trade imbalance
whatever
त्यो law त अब obviously चाहिन्छ because like
Not
Nepal,
exactly.
I mean,
Science पनि कसरी भन्ने क्या, like how do you grow if like you don't have, you can't like invest बाहिर हैन.
See, so obviously we have to talk to a proper like हुन्छ नि expert on this, but then obviously it makes sense हैन.
हैन, I understand हुन्छ नि the reason why त्यो policy छ हैन, but wouldn't it be
like नेपालबाट पैसा बाहिर
नजाओस्, prevent नहोस्, but shouldn't there be
a better policy?
Yeah, a policy that would, you know, like that has regulation over कति चाहिँ तिमीले इन्भेस्ट गर्न मिल्छ अनि त्यसलाई कसरी रेगुलेट गर्ने भनेर भने you can't just like you know ban everything like that के.
Yeah, कि त नेपालमा काम गर्ने इन्भाइरोमेन्ट बनाउनु पर्यो अलिकति राम्रो.
Exactly, that's
अनि what else are gonna people do के अब बाहिर न गइकन हुन्छ नि. लाइक यताउति गर्यो नेपालमा वर्किङ इन्भाइरोमेन्ट इज भेरी ब्याड, द पोलिसिज आर ब्याड फर पिपल टु वर्क हियर. सो द ओन्ली अब बाहिर पनि इन्भेस्ट गर्नु मिल्दैन. सो द ओन्ली अप्सन दे सी इज लाइक आफै बाहिर गएर बस्ने खाले क्या हुन्छ नि.
इट्स द सेम विथ उनी त हो नि, लाइक अब सेक्स वर्कर्सहरूलाई पनि लाइक यु नो पुरा त्यो रेड लाइट एरिया लाइक यु नो यु कान्ट लाइक उनीहरूलाई ब्यान नै गरेको छ हुन्छ नि, एन्ड पिपल आर जस्ट गोना डु इट के, लाइक इलिगली गर्छ.
एक्ज्याक्ट. अनि फेरि
बरु रेगुलेट गर्यो भने
त्यही त अब अगेन सेङ होइन, लाइक त्यो जुन चाहिँ तिमी भने नि लाइक पैसा बाहिर इन्भेस्टै गर्नु नमिल्ने भने इट्स एक्चुली इजन्ट द्याट हार्ड टु डु हुन्छ नि. इफ यु एक्चुली वान्ट टु डु इट लाइक people will find a way ke?
Exactly,
like you can literally register a trading company and act, and like suppose you have to do, just in random example, if you have to trade from like Thailand or something, you can open a shell company in Thailand and act like you're buying something from there and then transfer your yahabata chai paisa tya tyo company ma pathaune, and you can like invest from that company ke. So यो अफसोर ट्रेडिङ सेल कम्पनीजहरू इट्स अ भेरी लिगल गरिराख्ने कुराहरू हो. देयर इज अलवेज अ वे, अलवेज अ लुप होल टु लाइक गेट अराउन्ड यस्तो लजहरू. द ओन्ली वे फर नेपाल टु एक्चुली लाइक हुन्छ नि बेनिफिट फ्रम दिस इज टु मेक प्रपर पोलिसिज के, बिकज लाइक पिपल आर गन लाइक स्पेन्ड मनी अब्रड इदर वेज हुन्छ नि. नेपालमा केही बनेन पछि द्याट्स द ओन्ली वे दे गन लाइक लिभ म्यान.
Right.
हुन्छ नि.
त्यही त, like if it's not like regulated छैन भने people are definitely gonna find the loopholes.
Yeah, अनि त्यही त
illegally गर्छ क्या मान्छेहरूले. Like it's smarter to like you know actually recognize that and make good policies around those things.
Definitely. विनोद चौधरीको एउटा डेन्जर स्पिच देखेको थिएँ आई थिङ्क पार्लियामेन्टमा हुन्छ नि. टक्ड अबाउट हाउ ट्याक्सेस आर सो हाई हुन्छ नि. अनि देयर वाज अल्सो सबै कुरामा ट्याक्स थियो क्या, सबै कुरामा ट्याक्स क्या. यो त्यो गऱ्यो भने ट्याक्स, यो गऱ्यो भने ट्याक्स, इन्कममा ट्याक्स. लाइक अभियसली लाइक इन्कम ट्याक्सेस आर वे हाई नेपालमा बाहिरहरूतिर कम्पेयर गऱ्यो भने. अनि त्यो इन्सेन्टिभ टु वर्क नै घट्दै जान्छ क्या. त्यो एउटा द ट्याक्स कर्भ थियो नि, वी ह्याड टु स्टडी नि इकोनोमिक्समा.
the वाला हैन, motivation to pay tax वाला
के.
Obviously if the tax rises the motivation to
work production नै घट्छ के. If you have to like pay त्यत्रो huge amounts of your earnings to the government and which is not even giving you back के, like अब obviously if like तिमीले त्यो tax पे गरेको अनुसारको बेनिफिट पाएको भए पनि maybe like motivation would be different हैन. But then नेपालमा त कसम त्यो tax पे गर्नै मन लाग्दैन, because like तिमीले त्यति ट्याक्स पे गरेर पनि होइन, लाइक हेल्थ केयर आफैले गर्नुपर्छ, लाइक एजुकेसन आफैले गर्नुपर्छ, नथिङ इज अन पार. सो अभियसली लाइक द मोटिभेसन टु प्रड्युस गुड्स नै विल लाइक इभेन्चुली गो डाउन. या अनि आई थिङ्क लाइक त्यही स्पिचमा चाहिँ आई थिङ्क त्यति बेला चाहिँ देयर वाज अल्सो कुराहरू अबाउट ऊ के, सपोज म बाउ तिमी मेरो छोरा अरे होइन, लाइक अब मेरो ट्रान्सफर गर्छ नि, के भन्छ त्यसलाई, प्रपर्टी ट्रान्सफर गर्छ नि, सपोज म मरेँ अरे होइन, प्रपर्टी ट्रान्सफर गर्दाखेरि पनि त्यसमा पनि ट्याक्स काट्ने अरे क्या. बुझ्यो. सो त्यो चाहिँ एउटा लाइक आई थिङ्क इट वाज जस्ट अ रुमर होइन, त्यो पनि ट्याक्स लाउने भनेर चाहिँ रुमर्सहरू निस्किरहेको थियो. आई डोन्ट थिङ्क द्याट ह्यापन, बट
आई थिङ्क आई रेड समवेयर अबाउट दिस इन द बुक. आई थिङ्क ही वाज एडभोकेटिङ फर दिस.
फर द्याट
that is to eliminate the rent seeking mentality, okay? So that they don't just depend on afno bauko sampati but actually do something on their own khale ke.
Oh yeah, so how do we move forward? So he's saying that the rent-seeking mentality is very bad.
It is definitely bad.
Because like production
passive बनाउँछ मान्छेलाई economyलाई stagnant गर्छ. People are just like investing in like त्यो जग्गा and like सुनहरू and everything हैन. तर त्यसले त like cash flow गराउँदैन नि त.
Yeah.
So it's just gonna like get stuck there ni ta. People are just gonna buy it and store it in their house. But like if they need be boy bhane mata like you know. So like त्यो cash flow गराउनलाई you know to make that economy healthy.
Yeah.
He's like proposing SS ideas हैन अब like कतिको हुन्छ हुँदैन that's different but like you know that contributing to the rent seeking mentality के. And like अहिले चाहिँ we start from I don't know यस्तै rent seek गरेरै हुन्छ नि आफ्नो बाउको सम्पत्ति मै डिपेन्ड हुनेले गर्दा नि हामी अगाडि बढ्न नसकेको हुन्छ क्या. So he's like very हुन्छ नि entrepreneurship and like entrepreneursहरूलाई चाहिँ we need to like you know push them forward. We need to like actually make an environment where they can thrive भन्ने कुरा गर्छ क्या, which makes sense.
Obviously, I think like त्यही नै हो क्या. म I've always like so desperately wanted Nepali industries to do good. Okay?
Yeah, definitely.
हुन्छ नि like I'm so sick and tired of wearing like clothes, wearing like shoes, using computers, things that are like हुन्छ नि everything is made abroad के like हुन्छ नि यही रुममा वरिपरि हेर्यो भने like nothing के this poster is from Bangkok क्या हो यहाँ पनि पाउँदैन क्या like हुन्छ नि the mics are from Australia, I don't know where it's from, like this is designed in California and made in China. No, I mean like Apple has that too.
Yeah, weird flex but okay.
But nah, I'm just saying okay, like nothing on this thing is like so that actually makes me sad okay? I'm not flexing okay? I would like most definitely हुन्छ नि buy a laptop that was built in Nepal हुन्छ नि.
Would you really?
I would like if it was good.
There's a catch.
Yeah, I mean like
no, I mean I get you.
I definitely support like हुन्छ नि अब there are like the local project Nepal who which sell like सबै Nepali products and I shop a lot there हुन्छ नि.
Right.
Like just because like I like the idea of Nepali industries doing good. Okay?
Yeah.
And I'm like so proud of wearing Nepali made clothes.
Yeah.
I can like whatever I can get my hands on if it's
right
fits me well and is good, I would definitely want to do it. So okay, I think like the government has to desperately make policies that encourage and make an environment to like it starts from the very beginning. If you have an idea, if you want to do something new, do something creative, Nepal ma tyo and motivate गर्ने छँदै छैन के. There's always like हुन्छ नि खुट्टा तान्नी and there's always जहाँ पनि घुस खानी.
Exactly.
Like company register गर्ने देखि लिएर चलाउने सम्म like everywhere you just like have to pay off people okay?
Right.
Which is the brutal truth हुन्छ नि.
Yeah.
Office मा गएर अब तिमी आफैले company register गर्नु पर्यो भने you know झुलाइदिन्छ यो गरिदिन्छ त्यो गरिदिन्छ but you know they just like wanting some payoffs. And obviously if you want a license to do something the license को लागि त like literally like त्यो there is no obviously there is a legal route to it but if you want
that's
a
very
license
tedious.
Yeah, if you want a license हुन्छ नि you have to. Do you think like हुन्छ नि नेपालमा people who are like पहिलेदेखि नै doing good always do good? People who are doing good पहिलेदेखि नै they always do good.
Obviously privilege.
Yeah,
privilege bro, like straight up. Obviously तिमी like सुरु गर्दाखेरि नै if you had like गाडी to हुन्छ नि टक्क स्कुलसम्म पुऱ्याइदियो or like खाना भन्ने बित्तिकै टाइममा आयो versus the person who has to walk to school or like साइकलमा जानुपर्छ or like आफै खाना प्रिपेयर गर्नुपर्छ. like त्यो प्रोसिडियरमै कति टाइम्स लाइक उसको हुन्छ नि टाइम किल हुन्छ क्या. अनि त्यो टाइमको लागि नै हो हुन त लाइक वाइ पिपल अर्न एन्ड स्टफ यु नो टु गेट द्याट एक्स्ट्रा टाइम. obviously those people are obviously going to do good no. That's why this entire huge issue about privilege.
You were talking about entrepreneurs and
cartelpreneurs.
Yes, cartelpreneurs. Nepal, I think like cartels are like common.
Very.
Right? Like, everything cartel no भनौँ के भन्छ त्यसलाई सङ्घ संस्था
Sangathan, union.
Yeah, union. You know, everybody has a union. And like there are always like harek sector ma, there are a few people, there are like literally
like
every
leading it.
single sector ma, there are a handful of people who literally control the sector
Exactly.
and who have been doing for the past decade or so. Okay?
That is exactly what it was, cartelpreneurs. Okay? So
Explain.
तिम्रो एउटामा कार अब suppose like अब I don't know cup industry छ अरे हैन अनि cup industry मा there तिमीले भने जस्तो handful of people who are like doing good, who are like leading, who are like you know actually controlling the entire market for cups. उनीहरुको त उनीहरुले भने जस्तो चल्छ नि त तर like के भन्छ someone else, if you have to go in there you like probably you know like rebel. I mean तिमीलाई गाह्रो हुन्छ हैन to get in that के भन्छ industry and make something disruptive happen, but you're probably going to stay quiet because तिम्रो पनि अर्को कुनै कार्टेल छ के.
Somehow or the other you were also like directly or indirectly related to some other cartel.
Yeah, so you just accept that okay, this is how it works खाली के. The vicious cycle हुन्छ नि.
Yeah. So how does he talk about a way to like overcome that?
Rent seeking mentality like eradicate गर्नु पर्यो like हुन्छ नि. Entrepreneurs like yeah, again coming back to entrepreneurs and like making
again,
good policies.
Like, yeah, obviously making good
policies is always there.
But like again, if you think about it, Ansani, like मलाई चाहिँ the main thing that I had in के भन्छ problem with हुन्छ नि figuring out life मा चाहिँ I didn't want to work forever के बुझ्यो like I don't want to work for the rest of my life to pay my bills के हैन अनि thinking about it, having a house and the house paying me like sounds so good के no I'm being brutally honest के
I get you, yeah.
बुझ्यो अनि मेरो पनि like अहिले पनि like one of the motivations to earn money would be to put it in a place that would give me money के अनि like नेपालमा I know there aren't like the stock market is actually doing good in Nepal but it's not stable हुन्छ नि अनि the housing market looks stable and it's always going up, so the only thing that like हुन्छ नि यहाँ अलिकति राम्ररी इन्भेस्ट गरेर पैसा आइराख्ने is the housing market. So I think like that's what Nepaliहरू like motivated to do के.
No, definitely it's like very smart to have a passive income नि. It's
तर मान्छेहरुको मेन इन्कमै passive income भइसक्यो.
That's what. त्यही त.
They do nothing else हैन. काठमाडौँमा एउटा घर छ मलाई के
डर छ. Complain and त्यही के ब्रो त्यही भने
है काठमाडौँमा घर छ मलाई के को डर छ. Sit there bro.
Exactly. त्यो like तिम्रो passive income is like secondary नि त. तिम्रो त्यो primary नै त्यही भयो भने त what are you going to do man?
You're not contributing to the economy.
Exactly, stagnant भएन त.
So if everybody does that.
Does what?
Does that.
काठमाडौँमा घर.
काठमाडौँमा. हैन.
त्यही त.
And nothing else.
फेरि Nepal has a very like even though it's a very small country, the population is huge. Okay?
Oh, 3 million is huge.
Yeah, it's bigger than Australia.
What?
You had no idea. It's bigger than Australia. 1.5 times more than Australia. So you can't really say Nepal is small भनेर के. Get it? It's big, like Australia को outskirts मा त हो नि, mainland त खाली त हुन्छ नि. It's dry and stuff. So it's like because we're like constantly being compared to Bhutan and Sikkim, you know, when in reality we're like so much bigger के. Nepalको population is actually big and that's the reason why Nepal has so much potential to do so much thing भनेर. This is also what he argues के.
Like I knew like Nepalको population is 3 million तर मैले I never compared it to सबै अरूहरु के cuz मलाई अब obviously generally the like the ठुलो countries हरुको थाहा हुन्छ अब you always like the biggest economy is
like EU मा भएको भए like 5th 6th largest country हुन्थ्यो होला population wise. So it's not a small economy के नेपालको चाहिँ and there's so much you can do. अनि अब economy मा affect हुने त one of the major thing is population नि त. GDP per capita income.
Yeah.
So there's so much Nepal can do even though it's like being compared to the other countries and sunny.
All right.
So that's on.
So okay,
why
I just
Nepal has so much potential भन्ने कुरा के.
okay. So I just pulled up some graphs and all, but this is from 2019. So labor force participation rate in Nepal as of 2019 has been pretty consistent like throughout like the last few decades. So 1990s देखि अहिलेसम्म there's like more than 85% of the population contributing to the economy. You know, यसमा पनि there's like labor force participation on Nepal is higher, like labor force participation in Nepal is higher than Japan, Egypt, Canada, like United States or one that basis again. So there are more people actually participating in the like labor force
Right.
than anything else. So how do you okay. So
How do you what?
Oh, children employment पनि रहेछ नि त. Children employment.
Child labor.
Oh. Okay. I did not.
Such a pretty way of putting it. Children employment.
Shit.
The hell, man.
Yeah, so child labor pani, I mean like it's like
Children employment. What the fuck is children?
How is
it's probably
wait.
child labor, bro.
Yeah, and child labor is actually pretty high, man. It's like 45%.
Sad.
Okay. So the gross domestic oh my god.
In Nepal.
So the GDP of Nepal compared to Unsani or other countries like per capita is oh my god, like कसरी भन्ने यार 1,000 like so पहिलेबाट हुन्छ नि it's been increasing but as of 2019 it was like $1,000 whereas Japan को हेर्यो भने it's almost like $40,000 हैन Canada को is 45 and US ko is more than $65,000.
That's why we're so economically backward.
Yeah. Oh, this is a fun. Ooh.
What?
Oh, so there's like a alcohol consumption per capita per annum.
Wow.
You know, so the per annual alcohol consumption in Nepal is 2 liters.
Wow, is per person?
Per person.
Wow. And it's been constant for
like
since
ek barsama.
The past 10 years.
It's been like pretty consistent. What? एक वर्षमा 2 लिटर मात्र खान्छ.
एक वर्ष?
Per annual per capita. Ooh, whereas Japan, I think like you, I mean like datas don't actually like completely reflect because हाम्रो अब I don't know if
faulty.
Yeah, faulty पनि हुन्छ. I don't think like हुन्छ नि. Yeah, people make like wine and alcohol at home Nepal ma. So I think it's kind of different. But then compared to other countries, Japan, they have like 8 liters of alcohol per year. Canada, they have like 9 liters of alcohol. So like, yeah, I think rich countries drink more. The richer the country, the more they drink. Maybe.
Nepal ko चाहिँ अब if you know middle income country भनेर चाहिँ you know he's sort of like projecting it for 2030 के middle income country मा at least Nepal पुग्छ होला 2030 सम्म. So he's listed down some of the industries Nepal can tap into to actually reach there. So hats and eye भनेर छ के hydropower, agriculture, tourism, service and eyes for infrastructure. So what do you think like?
Let's go through sabai like एउटा गर्दै. What was the first one?
Hydropower. Hydropower यार नेपालमा.
Hydropower like does हुन्छ नि एकदम have a huge अब मैले यतिकै layman's term मा यसो हेर्दाखेरि हैन seems like it has a huge potential because like energy is like one of the basic needs के अहिले हुन्छ नि like we are using more energy than ever unlike every country like not just Nepal but then like बाहिरतिर पनि you can always sell energy हुन्छ नि अनि like फेरि hydropower is one of the cleanest energies हुन्छ नि and it's like you know
नेपालमा त कति धेरै पनि छ नि त water resources पनि
छ insanely tara do you think like global warming is going to affect the water resources in Nepal? Because if you remember this year there was like so many pictures of Annapurna going viral okay Macha Putre it was completely barren okay no snow हुन्छ नि so
you mean the water resources, the
yeah,
streams
अनि
that
फेरि
come
कति
from
धेरै like खोलाहरू पनि like actually सुकिरहेछ के it's becoming smaller and smaller so हुन्छ नि obviously they have huge dams and like obviously like
Right.
it's forecast गरेरै बनाएको होला हैन and obviously like you know hydropowers if they're like once in like full potential obviously the energy they're going to generate is going to you know काहीँ न काहीँ कसै न कसैले त किनिहाल्छ obviously it's going to be used in Nepal India मा export हुन्छ होला अनि yeah man that's going to be a huge industry for Nepal the energy like
energy like just hydropower मात्र नभइकन along with that अरु पनि के like sustainable maybe
solar wind yeah whatever
त्योहरु पनि should be nice because like electricity को कुरामा पनि he suggested some few things हैन because नेपालमा चाहिँ जाडो महिनामा like you know scarce हुन्छ electricity and stuff whereas India ma चाहिँ you know it's गर्मी महिना where they have less okay energy के so like ठक्क त्यो timing मिलाएर पनि if we can just like exchange energy like that it's going to be productive भनेर भन्दैछ के
that makes sense
त्यही त like there's so many things you can do in Nepal ke
there is like हुन्छ नि म पहिले पनि I think there was this speaker that came to our college and he talked about how we could just sell water and like be rich ke because Nepal has one of the freshest like के भन्छ biggest sources of fresh water resources
also very easy to brand
yeah also very very easy to brand you know? And also like yeah like you could make a huge industry out of this guy I don't know how there isn't already and then there is but then like there's so many cartels are Khani Pani go so many cartels oh there was this I don't know if it's a conspiracy or something hey tara like त्यो जुन चाहिँ हाम्रो load shedding भएको थियो नि so something similar to that जुन चाहिँ यो मेलम्चीको खानी पानी थियो नि so there were speculations that मेलम्चीको खानी पानी यति ढिलो गर्यो because यो सबै जुन चाहिँ यो उहरु छ नि यहाँको पानीको bottle waters अनि त्यो bottle water industry अनि त्यो जारको पानीहरुको इन्डस्ट्री हुन्छ नि हैन उनीहरुले पैसा खुवाएर त्यो मेलम्चीको पानी काठमाडौँ लाइक ल्याउन ढिलो गर भनेको रे के so the water industries in Nepal छ नि distilleries हरु who sell like त्यो 20 रुपैयाँको बोतलहरु you get it the bottled water and the filter को पानीहरु हुन्छ नि त्यो जारको पानीहरु त्यस्तो कम्पनीज हरुले गभर्नमेन्ट को अफिसर्स हरुलाई पैसा खुवाएर जानी जानी यो मेलम्चीको खानी पानी so that obviously खानी पानी त किन्नु त पर्यो अनि नेपालमा लाइक जारको पानी काठमाडौँमा स्पेशली इज लाइक एभ्रीवेयर के it's used everywhere घर घरमा देखि लिएर अफिसमा देखि लिएर everywhere if मेलम्चीको पानी आयो भने त डाइरेक्टली तिम्रो ट्याप्सहरुमै आउने भयो नि त you don't need to buy like उ पानी नि त बुझ्यौ
or the filter thing
yeah or the filter thing so like so त्यो speculations थियो के I don't know if it's true or not but it is a thing to think about you know
that's exactly how cartels work
yeah that is exactly how cartels work so yeah like
I wouldn't be surprised.
Oh, that makes complete sense for it. It's not even surprising. It's like, oh, obviously. But yeah, I mean, like, it's just a speculation. It's not like no facts.
Isn't it so sad that it's so like
okay with it?
Like okay, Vandani, like we're not surprised by it.
I mean, like, I think that is.
कति धेरै इन्डस्ट्रीमा छ के भइसकेको छ के
छ
and that's so sad.
Just like जुन चाहिँ त्यो you know load shedding हुँदाखेरि you had like these huge inverters हरु generators हरु बेच्ने companies हरु you know I don't know if that's true or not but that's what I've heard है उनीहरुले पैसा खुवाएर load shedding गर्न लाग्यो because they sold inverters हुन्छ नि त्यस्तै गरी
त्यही त
wouldn't be surprised man
त्यही हैन
so yeah so after that which industry did we have
agriculture
oh yes agriculture was my point I felt like there's a huge potential which there still is I know there is I think you can never go wrong with the basics ke
gas bas kapas
yes I always like the gas bas kapas ke if you're doing anything related to that so obviously like the basic needs are but only grow bhako cha so there's education there's telecommunication Wi-Fi internet हुन्छ नि and there is energy so यो कुराहरु हुन्छ नि the basic needsहरु, things that you can't live without, I think like there's always potential for that, not just in Nepal, everywhere else. I know. So if you can just like actually do good in agriculture and actually well managed. I think the saddest part about our agriculture system is like the policies, of course, but then again,
and also I think
the supply chain.
It's not like lucrative. People like there are evidences of how agriculture ma bhako mancheharu, farmers they earn so much more, but people wouldn't want to be associated with agriculture. म खेती गर्छु भन्दा नि म कुनै like हुन्छ नि ब्याङ्कमा काम गर्छु भन्दाखेरि मान्छेहरुको शान धेरै हुन्छ के.
Yeah, I think Nepalma or like Asian countries haruma, I think the associating value of a person to the
job they do
ke unarko occupation go I think त्यो चाहिँ is like it's kind
toxic.
of toxic. It's bad ke हुन्छ नि valuing people on the occupation they do and kind of which is
that also plays a huge role in what you choose to do, man.
Hi?
Definitely.
Exactly. Yeah. You wouldn't want to do something which is frowned upon. I know. So if you just imagine, technically, if you're frowned upon like being a farmer, there will be like our next generation of timi farmer, mo timro chhora re, like I hear people like okay teasing me. Tera about the like what's the ke bhancha Kisan type
Kisan,
oh shit, there was this Kisan jam ko tyo okay, I remember people there's the Kisan type ko huncha ni whatever like tero about the Kisan type ko bhanera tyo discaera or whatever bhayo bhane subconsciously the kid will grow up not wanting to be associated with that ke.
Exactly, and that's so sad. That's so sad because like Nepal ko to agriculture ma so much potential ke.
Obviously. And another saddest thing about that is the supply chain go like ekdamai bad bhayo thyo ke, because when the lockdown happened, again I think the cartels ko kura aउँछ के Kalimati there were trucks and trucks and trucks of like vegetables and like fruits and everything coming in from India के. Whereas तराईको हाम्रो आफ्नै farmers had to throw away their crops के because उनीहरुलाई कहीँ पनि बेच्नु दिइरा थिएन के. Like आफैले पनि गएर मन्डिजहरुमा बेच्नु नपाउने like literally फालिरा थियो के नेपालमा बनाएको whereas इन्डियाबाट फाल तरकारीहरु आइरा थियो के.
त्यही भन.
So again like comes down to the cartels के. Which is sad.
That's
if we could just figure out a way to like हुन्छ नि connect हाम्रो आफ्नो farmers to हाम्रो आफ्नै market के. I think त्यो नै would be a win के for the first phase हुन्छ नि. त्यसपछि अब obviously like the industry keeps getting bigger. I think like then we can like think about exporting, making better supply chains. Yeah.
The production side ma ni त्यही हो क्या, like he's literally mentioned about हुन्छ नि a farmer like a farmerले like भनेको कुरा हैन यो चाहिँ. He said that by investing less than 20,000 Nepali in like a rupee in a year, he could make a minimum of 60,000 by growing and selling vegetables के. त्यतिको investment मा त्यतिको output भनेपछि त. And like people don't even make that much from banks or NGOs के. And they're still so proud to be associated with an NGO rather than like खेती गर्ने के.
This is what it talks about in the book.
Yeah, like यो चाहिँ like हुन्छ नि एकजनालाई को फार्मरलाई नि कोट गरेको.
I think what we miss out when we talk about facts and figures is the emotions behind it. When we talk about economy, we forget about how the way we are, how the society works, how Nepal is as a country, what are the norms and values, and how that affects हाम्रो economy,
right?
How that affects the occupations we choose, how that affects the way we work. जस्तै तिमीले भन्यो नि the land seeking who makes us passive, and त्यो rent seeking mentality makes us passive, and that is what explains the chill behavior that Nepaliहरू have के. भइहाल्छ नि, चलिहाल्छ नि, गरिहाल्छ नि, हुन्छ नि, यस्तै त हो खाली. अनि again like with this के like हुन्छ नि characterizing people with the work they do. I know, and like just makes sense. Obviously.
Definitely. Even though economics doesn't really deal with emotions and stuff, it affects it. Okay?
It does. Because like economy is built by people, man.
Yeah.
And people are emotional.
Yeah. People are very, I don't know, like curve is so unpredictable, and they're like affected by so many things.
Like when we obviously it's like very important to look at the macro level of things, but then it's very important to actually like understand the micro things that actually make up the whole picture. Okay. All right. Agriculture. After that, what do we have?
HAT. Tourism.
Oh, wow. I think he's very optimistic about tourism, which we all were about Visit Nepal 2020, which went so south. So south. So south, Australia बिचारा rally गर्दै थियो हाम्रो मन्त्री उलाई पठाइदै हैन
I don't know about this.
Okay, so like Corona, I think like last year 2020 ma, so he was advertising about the Visit Nepal 2020. I think like maybe not the minister himself, but there was somebody like political figure who was advertising about the Visit Nepal 2020 in Australia. Then like he was shut down by the government because
pandemic.
So yeah, went south so that Australia yaad aayera kya. No, okay. But yeah, man, the way we look at tourism has completely changed. Ke? The Visit Nepal 2020 has been like one of the, I don't know, man, like the catastrophe ne ho yaar. Like, because there were so much investments happening, people were so optimistic about it. Like, kati dhere projects haru bhaira thyo, hotels haru like everywhere. But yeah.
But I think when we talk about tourism, we overlook domestic tourism.
Oh yes,
we overlook domestic tourism a lot.
Right? So yeah, I was talking about this. So more recently, you know. Recently, I went to Mustang. And I was talking to the owner. Okay, we stayed at Bob Marley Hotel, Muktinathma. And I was talking to the owner. And like, the whole like industries, everything is like Nepali tourists नै थामिरहेछ के.
That's what.
हैन अनि मैले त्यहाँ गएर उनीहरुसँग कुरा गरे अनि they were like त्यही त लाइक यो past few years मा चाहिँ हामीले बुझिसक्यो हुन्छ नि खैरहरु एउटा झोलेर बोकेर आउँछ एउटा चिप्स र एउटा चिया खान्छ बस्छ बट नेपालीहरु आउँदाखेरि लाइक हुन्छ नि मजाले ल्याभिशली उ गर्छ भनेर के. सो पहिले चाहिँ के थियो कन्सेप्टहरुमा स्पेशली इन द ट्रेकिङ रुट्सहरु चाहिँ कस्तो थियो भन्दा कन्सेप्ट चाहिँ नेपालीहरुसँग पैसा हुँदैन खर्च गर्दैन अनि दे वर अलवेज लाइक लुक एट द हुन्छ नि स्किन अब के भन्ने लाइक फरेनर्सहरुलाई हेर्ने अनि उनीहरुलाई नै अट्र्याक्ट गर्न खोज्ने के whereas हैन नेपालीहरुको चाहिँ आई थिंक त्यो the kind of crowd that Nepal has been attracting is not the well-paying crowd के.
Exactly. I think people oversee that के the fact that हुन्छ नि हामीले कसरी नेपाललाई मार्केट गरिरहेछ के. It's always been marketed as the cheap place you can be in.
Exactly.
खाले के. त्यो branding भएपछि कस्तो खाले मान्छे आउँछ.
त्यही त. It's always been the cheap hippie kind of place where you come where like nomadsहरु come.
Exactly. कहीँ जाने ठाउँ पाएन नेपालमा आउने types खाले छ.
Basic backpackers के. Like what do you expect backpackers to spend के?
The one thing that we've been doing wrong is also the branding के.
Of Nepal.
Yeah.
है.
Definitely यार. I think कुन चाहिँ Rwanda को कि कसको example दिएको थियो about how they were, branding it in some sport को like, I don't know if it was Singapore or कि Rwanda, I got confused, होइन. They're like त्यो football league मा हो कि कुन चाहिँ पो league मा like त्यो हुन्छ नि jersey मा थियो क्या visit Rwanda हो कि visit Singapore something like that भनेर. नेपालको is literally हुन्छ नि ट्याक्सीहरुको पछाडी क्या बसहरुको पछाडी क्या and like you see how the difference between them and us branding मा के. So what exactly are you attracting भन्ने कुरा के?
Yeah, target market पनि.
Yeah, it's always
obviously tourism मा you're branding the whole country, you're like selling it to a certain population, and I don't think we're like being able to attract like well-paying good.
Exactly. त्यस्तो सर्भिस पनि छैन नि त हामीले त्यस्तो गरेको पनि छैन नि त.
छैन.
It's always like cheap, सस्तो.
Yeah, but then they again like talking about how oil is it tourism people have like changed their perspective about domestic tourism?
Domestic tourism definitely is like gone up because like even if you look at the history हुन्छ नि Maoist insurgency मा कहाँ यस्तो freely हामी हिँड्न पाउँथ्यो क्या so much हुन्छ नि डर क्या त्यति बेला to just like go out like the reason why अहिले मान्छेहरू are like so lavish with their spending like restaurants मा होस् or traveling मा होस् is because for so long like for a decade to be precise हैन they've been like so scared just to like go बाहिर पनि क्या हुन्छ नि अब कहीँबाट आयो भने पनि चेकिङहरू यति धेरै हुन्छ नि त्यति बेला आई स्टिल रिमेम्बर बच्चा हुँदाखेरि त इज लाइक सो स्केरी क्या बिकज लाइक मेरो मामा घर एन्ड एभ्रिथिङ वाज इन भक्तपुर एन्ड लाइक द वे ब्याक फ्रम भक्तपुर टु काठमाडौँ वुड बी लाइक सो स्केरी क्या बिकज बाटोमै 3-4 चेकिङ के टु मेक स्योर द्याट वेयर नट यु नो लाइक टेररिस्ट त्यति बेला भनेर एन्ड नाउ त वी डोन्ट ह्याभ द्याट रेस्ट्रिक्सन नि त सो अहिले चाहिँ पिपल आर एक्चुली लिभिङ भनौँ न बिकज थिएन नि त लाइक त्यो माओइस्ट इन्सर्जेन्सीमा दे वर सो मच डर हुन्छ नि माओवादीहरू सुट हान्दियो भने त गइहाल्यो नि ब्रो अनि अहिले चाहिँ त्यो डर छैन सो पिपल आर लाइक यु नो स्पेन्डिङ इन लाइक डोमेस्टिक ट्राभल एन्ड स्टफ
तर अगेन लाइक द पेन्डेमिक हेज स्टप द्याट एज वेल सो स्लोली
तर पनि लाइक पेन्डेमिक भने पनि ब्रो लाइक so much travel happening
inside the inside lockdown sidini bittikai ta inside the ekdamai
people were like crazy they went batshit crazy because they were like locked in their houses
the kholne bittikai everybody like I'm like so surprised on like all the Kathmandu ko oripori there are like resorts on every single hill now like harek kuna ma euta tupoma resort huncha and like people are actually like they ma bahira janda pani kura garda they're always so like it's all domestic tourists who come there for a night or couple of nights to get away from the city khale ke ani telle nai dhani racha ke the whole industry ne
so also focus on domestic tourism but also huncha ni the way that we brand Nepal to the world should be different bhanne kura ke but it also talks about tourism as it also talks about marketing to China and India because like China ko pani tourism babal cha ke like you know like
going out because China has the largest fastest growing middle class people
China spending on tourism 2017 mein was 257.7 billion
exactly
the highest in the world
Chinese travelers are like ekdamai growing because China ko like per capita income is going up and so people are slowly like huncha ni tala class but middle class like the highest like fastest growing middle class and like people are getting richer every day. There's always a billionaire like coming up China ma every so often. So obviously like neighboring countries are like pitch corn but I think like Nepal has a huge potential to market to India as like a religious tourism is also a huge part in Nepal ma. It can also be like Lumbini can be because malai chai हैन हामी our time in Bangkok Bangkok ma बस्दाखेरि चाहिँ people were so excited to know that I'm from Nepal because of Lumbini like everybody like Bangkok ma चाहिँ Buddhistहरु चाहिँ they wanted to come here at least once in their life
okay
हुन्छ नि
because Lumbini and Buddha
because Lumbini and Buddha exactly so just हुन्छ नि if you could just get them here हुन्छ नि and like show them that there's more to Nepal
right
Lumbini आओ हुन्छ नि do that but then make a place where they can like go around stay for a longer time हुन्छ नि
yeah definitely त्यही त्यो के भन्छ 257.7 billion investment in like tourism हुन्छ नि the spending त्यसो just like bro 1% मात्र नेपालमा भयो भने पनि that's gonna like
exactly
हुन्छ नि that's going to be such a big push to Nepal ko economic tourism sector भनौँ न अब that at this context is like I don't know you know
it's kind of tricky हुन्छ नि obviously like this book was written a little
before pandemic
so yeah the things sabai kura
but like the thing that is relevant here is the domestic wala ke even like because going to Nagarkot and staying somewhere is actually relatively safer also like आफ्नै कारमा गयो हुन्छ नि
obviously अब
that's the reason why people travel to त्यस्तो hill stations हरु पनि so often नि त like यो pandemic को बिचमा पनि
completely makes sense
so the domestic market is like
this was we have what service oh yes service ma ke पर्छ hotels
त्यस्तै नै service quality it talks a lot about सर्भिसलाई चाहिँ अझै इम्प्रुभ गर्नुपर्छ भन्ने कुरा के लाइक त्यही अब अघि टुरिज्मको बारेमा कुरा गरेर जस्तै हुन्छ नि लाइक पैसा पे गर्नलाई पनि सर्भिस राम्रो हुनु पऱ्यो नि त हाम्रो चाहिँ लाइक त्यो सर्भिसको बेन्चमार्क नै छैन क्या लाइक वी हेभन बिन थिङ्किङ सो मच अबाउट सर्भिस लाइक द रिजन वाइ हुन्छ नि वेयर मार्केटिङ इट एज भेरी चिप प्लेस फर टुरिज्म भन्दाखेरि पनि क्या लाइक बरु लाइक चार्ज हायर एन्ड इम्प्रुभ द सर्भिस क्वालिटी हो क्या अनि अल्सो बिकज लाइक नेपाली पिपल दे आर डुइङ सो मच बेटर एट सर्भिस अब्रड क्या लाइक इन द गल्फ कन्ट्रिज हुन्छ नि त्यहाँ गएर सर्भिसमा कस्तो राम्रो गरिरहेछ सम अफ द पिपल द्याट स्ट्यान्ड आउट आर नेपालिज के वाइ क्यान द्याट ह्यापन इन नेपाल भन्ने कुरा के
पिपल आई युज टु वर्क विथ एन्ड दे बिन टु अस्ट्रेलिया फर सो लङ एन्ड अस्ट्रेलियाको एभ्री सिङ्गल रेस्टुरेन्ट बार होटेल्स इज डोमिनेटेड बाई नेपालीहरू के अनि फेरि कस्तो हुन्छ भने दे एक्चुली दे हेभ अ गुड रेपुट लाइक बाहिर पनि लाइक हुन्छ नि दे हेभ अ गुड ऊ के लाइक नेपालीहरू चाहिँ दे लाइक गुड एट सर्भिस हुन्छ नि दे लाइक नाइस पिपल दे लाइक वेलकमिङ हुन्छ नि सो दे एक्चुली किप देम इन द रिसेप्सन्सहरू लाइक राम्रो सर्भिस ऊहरूमा क्या बिकज म जाँदाखेरि पनि लाइक ब्याङ्ककमा बस्दाखेरि पनि द रिसेप्सनिस्ट वाज नेपाली हुन्छ नि अनि द होटेल्स वी वेन्ट टु भेटिरहेको हुन्थ्यो यार
नेपालीहरू
एक्ज्याक्टली नेपाली wherever I've traveled
त्यही त उसले पनि लाइक he's always talking about the signature smile that Nepalese have हुन्छ नि we're very welcoming we're very very like हुन्छ नि कोही टुरिस्टलाई
are you
please don't mind my resting bitch face but I mean some of us are exceptions sorry
but
about
yeah
that
definitely like we can cash in on the Nepali smile man like I truly believe that हुन्छ नि because एउटा ओरा हुन्छ क्या मान्छेहरूको होइन अब मेबी मलाई चाहिँ अब एसियन कन्ट्रिजहरू आई थिङ्क इट्स लाइक अ ट्रिट नै होइन एनिवेयर आफ ट्राभल इन नेपाल अभियसली नेपाली भएर पनि होला होइन त्यो फिल भइहाल्छ बट देन एनिवे इन एसिया लाइक ब्याङ्कक थाईहरू दे लाइक द स्विटेस्ट पिपल एभर हुन्छ नि अनि त्यो भएर पनि आई वान्ट टु ट्राभल देयर क्या
Yeah, the service definitely makes a difference.
Exactly, but when I went to like Cairo, when I went to Egypt, it was not the case, ke? I know. So like being brutally honest, the place was pretty good, but just because of the people, like, I would not want to go there again. Ke? Yeah. Like, I didn't have a good experience there, so I don't know, man. Like, it does make a difference, and then the aura that people have, the kind of energy they pass, kind of, makes a difference. And I think like Nepali have a very, very positive, very nice, very welcoming, very friendly outlook towards people who come here. So I think, we can make them feel comfortable and we can cash in on that if we could just do it a little better.
Yeah. Obviously like reaching that 2030 goal of middle income would not be very far-fetched. And finally, there's infrastructure. Like, what is, like, Nepal would be so much better if the infrastructures were, like, good, no doubt. Like, roads, connectivity, there are, like, so many opportunities.
Right.
That would, like, solve, like, most of the problems.
Yeah, just transportation. Just transportation, just like, Nepal on the map is like so small. Oile pani, if you wanted to, you could travel like from Kathmandu to like Sabdunda eastern point to Kathmandu to Sabdunda western point in a day. Like you could do that. But if you just had better roads, they only on like this condition. If you just had better roads, better like connections,
like airports
better airports just better roads, man. Like we have a highway that's 2 lane. The national highway is like 2 lane.
What is that, eh?
The national highway like is like euta bato jane euta bato aun. That is it.
Yeah.
The national highway. And like that just is
pretty sad.
It's sad, man.
Reality check.
It's sad. मलाई झन् लाइक अहिले त अलिकति लाइक हुन्छ नि कलङ्कीको कालीमाटीको त्यो बनाएर पनि अलिकति ठिक भएको छ नभए जहिले पनि के एभ्री सिङ्गल टाइम काठमाडौँ एन्टर गर्ने बित्तिकै के लाइक एन्टर हुने बेलामा यत्रो लामो जाम हुन्थ्यो अहिले पनि like the bato is not any better हुन्छ नि
Bro.
तर जहिले पनि छिने बित्तिकै के like दिमागमा त्यही आउने के
The struggle, bro. त्यो बाटो त oh my god, because I had to travel every day because त्यहीँबाट कलेज जानु पर्थ्यो नि त लाइक लिटरली हुन्छ नि एस्ट्रोनटको त्यो सुट लगाएर गएको जस्तो फिल हुने क्या स्कुटरमा जाने बेला त लाइक मास्क अनि त्यसपछि फेरि लाइक बेर मुख हुन्छ नि चस्मा लगाऊ त्यसपछि हेलमेट लगाऊ त्यसपछि अर्को यु नो त्यो विन्डसिल्ड लगाऊ अनि लाइक लिटरली द्याट्स लाइक द डर्टिएस्ट पिस अफ क्लोथ क्या अनि लाइक जति जति पार्ट एक्सपोज भयो नि त्यति चाहिँ ब्राउन क्या बिकज धुलो क्या द स्ट्रगल वाज रियल ब्रो स्कुटरमा त कुरै छाड्दै हुन्छ
मलाई चाहिँ त्यही हुने क्या लाइक हुन्छ नि वेन एभर त्यो काठमाडौँ छिर्ने बित्तिकै लाइक इट्स लाइक दिस इज द क्यापिटल this is the capital we're entering the capital of a country huncha ni and it's just sad
it's sad
euta lane ma like पहिले पहिले त एउटा लेन मा 2-3 घण्टा जाम बस्नु पर्ने के
कुरै छाड्दै हुन्छ त्यो कलंकी वाला एरिया त कुरै छाड्दै हुन्छ struggle there we also have to consider infrastructure
definitely
for this
but oily like there are a lot of infrastructure projects that's going on that are obviously like not up to speed and there is like I don't know man random shit bhakhare हामी भिडियो हेरेर थिएन एउटा पुल खसेको
यो like 2017 मा कम्प्लिट हुनुपर्ने ब्रिज I don't know कहाँको थियो त्यो मैले ठक्क नाम बिर्से लाइक कति वर्ष भइसक्यो 17 18 19 20 4 years अझै त्यो भन्दा अगाडिदेखि सुरु गरेको अनि आज बिचमा भुवाङ पर्यो क्या त्यो लाइक ब्रिज खस्यो के
exactly
the workers bro
but this again comes down to the cartels because like construction you do the government projects are going construction companies are sunny tinarko afnai cartels they're the only people who do it so they have an oligopoly on that and so they don't have any incentive to make it better bujhyo they're going to get the work either ways
but keeping all the pessimism aside
I think like pessimism and that's just the harsh reality of how Nepali economy works man like how Nepali economy is so dominated by cartels you know it's controlled by like every single industry is like controlled by a certain group you know and the barriers to entry is kind of high the working environment is only good for people who are actually in contact with the people who you know run the country
but it also gives an example of Rwanda and Singapore how we should learn from them unlike जुन चाहिँ हामी like त्यो donors हरुबाट expect गर्छन् नेपालले donations हरु त्यस्तोहरुलाई पनि बिस्तारै we should like you know donations can only help you so much you can't really be dependent on the donations that come from abroad
we have to be self-sufficient we have to have an economy that like produces and sells itself
so at the end it has given us some hopes on how Nepalese economy can flourish हैन अब यसमा अझै डिटेलमा गयो भने चाहिँ I think we'll have to continue this podcast for another 1 hour but we'll definitely continue this conversation this dialogue on economics and so much more than that in the upcoming series so this is going to be a series on the economy of Nepal
so this first episode was just an like intro on like what the Nepali economy looks like के कुरा छ के कुरा भइराछ and with the corona and with the pandemic it's a completely different picture and we would definitely have some experts come in and talk us through all of these issues so stay tuned and like you know keep with us so we'll see you in the next episode and
let's not forget our sponsors for this episode and हाम्रो पहिलादेखिको remaining episode Coffee Ate It For It they have amazing coffee guys फेरि लकडाउन हुने हल्ला चलिरहेछ so you guys might want to grab it as soon as possible if you really like coffee and you like thrive on coffee so they just have like drip bags which you can just like you know pour hot water into and your coffee is ready so that's on our sponsors and we will definitely see you guys in the next episode and we will continue this conversation maybe we'll have a guest or two over we will be taking precautions obviously
yes
because COVID So yeah, I think that's it for this episode. We'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.